Assalamu alaikum. My name is Iftikhar Khan, and on behalf of the Sacramento Jamaat, I'd like to welcome you to our program. Today we're going to give you a peek into one of America's most interesting and unique cities, San Francisco. There really is no other city in America quite like it. From its dramatic landscape to its interesting architecture, this place truly has something for everyone. And of course I don't need to tell you about the world famous bridge right behind me. Today we're going to show it all off. From the world famous hills, cable cars, seals, Fisherman's Wharf, and ethnic communities that make San Francisco such a memorable place to visit. Hopefully by the end of our series of programs, you will make San Francisco your next vacation stop. On the south side of the plaza is the Bill Graham Civic Auditorium, built in 1915. It is named after the famous rock concert promoter. Rock and roll plaques of San Francisco music legends can be found outside, similar to the Hollywood Star Walk. When we visited, preparations were being made for a concert that night. Opposite City Hall is the new main library, opened in 1996. It was designed by I.M. Pei, the same artist who designed the controversial pyramid that sits outside the Louvre Museum in Paris. The 6 floors house over 1.1 million books, including some books you might recognize. One interesting fact that the library is less proud of is that less than 8 years after it is opened, the library has already run out of space to house its growing book collection. Other cultural treats around the Civic Center include the War Memorial Opera House, where over 3,200 people can enjoy a grand show, and the Pioneer Monument, which celebrates the settlement of California by the early Americans to make the long and dangerous journey west in search of a better life. The last thing of note to see in the Civic Center area is the Veterans Memorial Building. It was in here that the United Nations Charter was signed in 1945. That important event is also celebrated by San Francisco with the United Nations Plaza. On Sunday and Wednesday mornings, the plaza hosts the heart of the city farmer market, where one can buy fresh fruit and flowers, among other things. This part of the drive takes us through 2 entirely different parts of the city. The first is Japantown, home to over 12,000 people of Japanese ancestry. The second is Union Square, the economic hub of the city. In Union Square, locals and tourists alike spend top dollar at the nation's biggest retailers. Let's go take a look. The drive starts off at St. Mary's Church, which, if time isn't an issue for you, is interesting enough to stop by and admire the rather unique architecture and massive organ. Once you're done there, we head to Japantown. Japantown was home for tens of thousands of Japanese-born immigrants in the early 1900s. The original 40-block area was vacated when all Japanese were imprisoned during World War II. While they were locked up, African Americans from the southern states moved to Japantown looking for work in San Francisco. Once the war was over and the Japanese were freed from captivity, most of their previous homes had been taken over. This caused most of the Japanese to move to other areas of San Francisco and the Bay Area. Yet 12,000 people of Japanese ancestry still remain, making up the majority of this much reduced area. Most visitors to Japantown spend their time and money at the Miyako Mall, where you can enjoy a variety of Japanese dishes or buy some Japanese tourist products as gifts for family and friends. The yokai market opened in 1906. 3 generations later, it continues to serve the local community with fresh fish. Outside the mall is the Peace Pagoda, which serves as the centerpiece of Japantown. It is a gift from the country of Japan and was erected in 1968. This beautiful building is a nice place to relax during the day or evening when the entire area is beautifully lit up. A little bit off the drive, but well worth the short detour, is where one of San Francisco's most famous postcards and pictures are taken. These are the Painted Ladies, the Victorian homes set against the backdrop of the city skyline, result in the past and future imagery that San Francisco is so famous for. Back on the drive and in the heart of downtown is Union Square, a popular meeting place where tourists and locals alike shop, eat, and sleep. If Union Square almost looks new to you, it's because the area recently completed a $25 million facelift, designed to make it feel like an Italian piazza. However, its history goes back much further, starting in the 1850s, when San Francisco's first mayor, John W. Geary, allocated this plot of land for public space. Union Square later got its name from the pro-union rallies held here during the Civil War. In 1903, Union Square acquired its centerpiece, the Dewey Monument. This 97-foot granite column, topped by a figure of victory, commemorates the 1898 naval battle at Manila Bay in the Spanish-American War, where Admiral George Dewey defeated the Spanish. Of course, the main reason why millions of tourists and locals flock to Union Square is to spend, spend, spend. The nation's biggest retailers spend top dollar in rent in order to secure the prime locations. This is Marketing 101 in action, as each company tries to swindle you into buying into their lifestyle. Macy's has been here since 1928. Most of its neighbors have been here for decades as well. But newer retailers like Nike, Disney, and Apple Computers can now be found around the square. Along with the high-profile restaurants and shops are the 5-star hotels. One of the more famous is the St. Francis Hotel, built in 1904. An old San Francisco saying, "Meet me at the St. Francis," refers to the lounge area, where the city's top businessmen and politicians would close deals. Another familiar sight in the area is the world-famous cable cars. The Powell Street cable car turnaround marks the end of the line, where the operators push the cable cars around for their journey to Fisherman's Wharf. Later in the show, we'll visit the Cable Car Museum, where we'll learn more about this city icon.